Welcome back to Walk It Out Wednesdays with Coach T, and that would be me. And here's where I try to give you some words to live by so that as we are all walking this journey called life, we can get better at that walk. Y'all forgive me. I am like super tired and worn out. I'm so sorry I missed you guys last week. I have been prepping all last week for my annual Reset Your Mind workshop, which took place this past Saturday. I'm so glad that it was a huge success, but I'm also so glad that it is over. I am still recuperating, so please forgive me if I seem a little tired and worn out, guys. Thank you to all of the attendees, all of my event sponsors. Shout out to Katisha at Cherishable Moments event group over in Oak Park, Illinois. I want y'all to know the space is gorgeous. It is phenomenal. And she is phenomenal. She was so very helpful. I love the fact that it was important to her that my event was a success. And so she made sure that the entire setup really, really fit my needs accordingly. I appreciate you for that. Big shout out to Chef Tiffany at Time to Eat Catering. She served us hot lunches that were grab and go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I appreciate you, so professional. Huge shout out to my Uncle DJ for, let me tell y'all something. He came through for his niecey Pooh, running transportation, making sure I had all of the materials that I needed to make the event a success. I love me some him. Thank you so much. I love you. So I want to get right into it, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a refresher. We are talking about bouncing back, and this is a 3-part series. And the series really speaks to what do you do when you suffered a large blow, no matter what the capacity is, right? Whatever capacity that it is. How do you come back from that? So in part 1, I gave you the first step to bouncing back, which was self-examination. And I advised that we need to purpose to develop a level of self-awareness so that we're able to process information, process the situation, process our own feelings, I should say, because I believe it's very important for us to know how we feel, what we feel, and why we feel the way that we feel, so that we're able to effectively participate in conversations that can actually yield a resolution. So tonight, I am going to be giving you the second step in bouncing back, which is taking accountability. It's important for us to take accountability for our part in these situations. As much as we like to pretend that it's always someone else's fault and that, you're always pointing the finger and playing the blame game, the truth is really this. Even if someone wronged you, in some of these situations, we be putting ourselves in these positions where people can actually be successful in wronging us. I know that's kind of hard to hear, but let me give you an example so you can stay with me. You ready? You set your purse down on the seat. Then you went to the bathroom. Someone stole your wallet from your purse. Well, guess what? They couldn't have stolen the wallet from your purse unless you had left it unattended. Now, that I know that's like a super simple example of the concept that I'm trying to explain to you. And I know, and I'm not blind, stupid, or crazy or oblivious in any way to the fact that most situations in life that we find ourselves dealing with or being a part of are usually a bit more complicated than that. But the concept is sometimes, most of the time, a lot of the time, still the same. Now, some things are simply out of your control. They're just out of your hands. And I'm going to give you a solution to that in a few minutes. But I want us to stay on topic here so that we don't get lost and the information doesn't get jumbled. I want to give you this information as clear and concise as possible. So let's stay on the topic. In most situations that I can testify that knocked me off my feet or knocked me for a loop, I can point to at some point there was something that I was clearly doing or saying or deciding that played a pivotal role in the effect that the situation had on my life. Now, I'm not never telling you that you shouldn't be holding the responsible parties accountable for the wrong that they've done to you. You absolutely should. Confrontation is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. What I am saying to you is that while you're assigning responsibility and blame, while you're giving that out, make sure you assign the appropriate portion of that to yourself. So in all of these situations, I want you to always examine the situation. Think about how everything actually played out and isolate the moment you made a choice that contributed to the outcome. And it could be very, very small, and you could think it's inconsequential until you think about the series of events. Once you figure that out, go on ahead and say out loud, I did that. It was me. I did that. And then you need to forgive yourself. More importantly, you need to learn from it. Put that lesson in your memory vault so that you don't keep repeating these same lessons. It's those lessons from which you draw wisdom and strategy. And those lessons not only teach you what not to do again, but it also gives you insight into what to do the next time. If there is a next time or if there's something similar, it lets you know what to do and how you can circumvent and prevent some of these things. Okay, real quick, let me just be clear. I want to clear something up. There are some incidents where there is absolutely nothing you could have done differently, and the outcome was completely out of your control. I told you I was going to circle back. You didn't deserve it. You didn't invite it. You didn't contribute to it. And it is in those situations that you need a healthy combination of God's help and the assistance of a licensed mental health professional. I know in the Black community, that's like a cuss word when you say go see somebody and talk to somebody. I ain't crazy. You don't got to be crazy. But what you can be is hurt and disturbed and unwell mentally. And that is what you need to be concerned about. But you also need to, so when I'm talking about God, what does that really, really look like? When I'm telling you that you need to seek out God, I'm telling you that you simply need to have a conversation with him. You need to set aside some quiet time so that you're able to communicate with him. And oftentimes we feel like communicating or praying to God is some big, gloomy, mystical thing, and it has to be so proper and formal. It's not. It doesn't have to be. It's simply a conversation. What's more important is that you pour out your heart to him. That you simply, just like you tell your girlfriends and your people what's going on, till you can have that same conversation with God and tell him what that is. Pour out your heart to him. Tell him the truth. Be honest. Be sincere. Be transparent, and ask him to help you. Ask him to heal you. And then I'm going to need you to go see a professional, because they're going to help you process the negative experience that you've had that causes you to have trauma and triggers. And they're going to give you tools that's going to help you get through that in the most healthy way possible. Okay? That is my advice to you. Take accountability, and when it's not you and it's really, really, it's out of your hands, seek God and go seek professional help. There's nothing wrong with that. So until next time, join me next week for part 3 of Bouncing Back, right here on Walk It Out Wednesdays with Coach T. Until then, remember, I am the Coach T, and always just be you. See you next time.